Hi there, it's ShepherdShang here, and this is another episode of Odd Thoughts. So, just a random thought that just popped into my head. I was just thinking about stuff to make an episode about, and I just started thinking about weird thoughts I've had in the past. And one that came to mind was I have mixed thoughts on zoos. And by zoos, I mean the zoo you go to, it's got animals in it, they're on display, sort of. It's not like I'm mispronouncing a Jew or something, um, or some other ethnic group I have no idea about. But yeah, I've just got mixed thoughts on it. I can't decide whether or not I like zoos. Um, I mean, I loved the zoo as a kid. I love seeing different kind of animals there that you'd never otherwise see in your real life. You'd watch them on TV or maybe see them on the internet or in magazines or something, but you'd probably never actually see any of those animals in real life unless you go to a zoo or something. That's kind of why I like zoos. I can see things that I never otherwise see in my life, outside of TV and internet. But at the same time, zoos are super depressing. I mean, think about it. You've got like at the Baltimore Zoo, uh, they've got penguins there. Penguins, they live in the South Pole where it's super friggin' cold. And it's if you've ever been to Central Maryland, especially Baltimore, in the summer, not just in the summer, most of the year, it is hot as balls. Uh, we a good day in Central Maryland for summer is less than 50% humidity. It's well, I'll just say that there's a good reason people from Maryland like Florida and people from Florida like Maryland. The weather in the summer is very similar to Florida. Yeah, and I personally don't like Central Maryland's weather. I freaking hate humidity. So I can only imagine how awful it must be for cold weather animals that live in very cold weather their entire lives, to be stuck in this sort of environment. It's the same with like polar bears and stuff. I mean, zoos have stuff like hot weather animals. Like I see elephants and stuff. Uh, Big cats that like live in jungles where it's really humid, and monkeys and apes and whatnot. And I this sort of area is okay for them, I guess, but you really feel sorry for cold weather animals that are in hot areas zoos, I guess. And it's like the reverse for areas with cold weather. Um, I mean, I can only imagine what life must be like for an elephant in a zoo in like Moscow or something. I mean, Moscow isn't like always super cold or anything. I'm just using that as an example. What I'm saying is it's cold in Moscow. um, yeah. Anyway, uh, and it's not just like the weather that's make it depressing for certain animals. I mean, just sort of think about it. You live in a cage. That's what a zoo is. It's a cage. Don't try to glorify it or anything. The animals live in cages. They're more open than like a cage with bars and junk, but it's still a cage. And for most people, that is a hard thought to understand. The idea of living in a cage. For some people who have actually experienced it, it's not any more pleasant. Uh, but yeah, it is really depressing to think about animals in zoos. I mean, I love seeing them there, but and I mean they do. Most zoos give animals fairly good lives. I mean, there are those kind of really low budget zoos you like see in ads and news reports and whatnot where conditions aren't very good. But and that's also super depressing. Uh, but yeah, just they live in cages. They might be treated well, but they're still in cages. They're still wild animals. They're still have instincts. Uh, yeah, I just can't decide if I like zoos. I mean, we're not even talking about pricing. God, buying stuff at zoos is so expensive. I'm not even. I'm just ignoring that issue. Um, but yeah, it's just think about it yourself. Think about it from this kind of perspective. Like zoos are cool because you see stuff, but the animals are they really happy? Do they enjoy living in cages? To be some of them being trained for performing and junk, living in very small spaces when they really ought to be having much larger areas. I mean, I think I saw at the National Zoo in D.C. like a hippo in a space the size of a swimming pool. Not not like a big swimming pool. I mean like kind of private swimming pool middle class family would have, I guess, or something. Like maybe 50 feet long and 15 feet wide or something. Hippos are friggin' big. Uh, but yeah, I just can't make up my mind. I haven't been to a zoo in years. I don't think about this very often. I don't know if you think about this at all. Uh, yeah, it's an odd thought. Are zoos good? Are they bad? Are they just sort of neutral? I don't know. Tell me your thoughts or something. Post them in the comment section or something. I don't know. This was ShepherdShang with thoughts on zoos. Bye.